Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Monday morning art talk. Check out my home studio mentorship at silvertunes.com classes. Okay, so today what I wanted to talk about is a conversation that I had with a fellow artist who reached out to me, and we ended up meeting and having the conversation, and I talked about him before. His name is Lior. He came from Israel to pursue his dreams of what he wanted to do, and he took control. He took the bull by the horns and made it happen. And you know, talking to him, he wanted just to ask my opinion about what was happening in his current situation and what he was thinking about, what he wanted to do. And he sort of like went against the odds just a little bit. And that's really what I want to talk about today, is going against the odds, going against the mainstream, going against what we understand to be the right way or correct way to do things. And it's done out of being naive, okay? And it's a good thing. It's a good quality to have. I've my whole career, in all honesty, I think I've propelled myself in many situations just by being naive, just by being like, I don't know, I'll try. I don't know if that's the right way. I don't know if that's the wrong way. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble. You know, that if you guys haven't heard that saying before, I have. It's a great saying, which is, and it's going to come to me in a second here, is sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. Think about that. Sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. Because sometimes if you're building up and you go, God, I don't know if I can do it. Maybe I should ask first. And then all of a sudden you're reliant and dependent on someone else's yes or no. And all of a sudden they say, no, you can't do that. You can't go through that door. Okay, I won't go through that door. But what if you did go through that door? And all of a sudden it introduced you to something just wild and bizarre, but all of a sudden someone comes and goes, hey, you can't go through that door. What are you doing over there? Oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to do it. Okay, don't do that again. Okay, I won't do that again. But man, I'm glad I went through that door. Look what I just found. Look what I saw. You know, that I didn't know what that was there. And that's almost like what you have to do and what you have to think. So something that Lior had told me was he applied for a Disney job position. And on the whole, the resume, the whole application, you had to put in all this information. And he was just like, I'm not going to put in all that information. I don't even have all that information. So I'm just going to send it along anyway and just do it, even though they're asking for all this information. And it's funny because I've done the same thing on many different occasions. They ask for all this stuff just to be almost like they have to, be politically correct or do whatever they have to do. And he submitted it through, and lo and behold, he got the job, the position, the thing that he got a call back from them, So it's like he went against what they were saying you needed just in order, to do that. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. So just because on an application or something, it says you have to have a bachelor's degree or 5 years of school, no one cares. No one cares in this industry what sort of school you have, whether you've gone to school, whether you have a diploma. It all comes down to your skill level, and that's what this industry is all about. And so take the risk. You try it. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? And that's why don't let these things hold you back. And that's what's holding so many people back, are all these rules, what other people have put out there. And I'm not saying be some vigilante and be crazy and go against everything and just, do it in the wrong way. But I'm saying every now and again, do it. And go against what protocol is, because that's what's going to eventually move you forward in a different direction. And where a lot of people are just getting held back the minute they see that cone they get stopped. And you know what's even funnier, and I'm gonna, you know, just tell you this, you guys have experienced this. You ever been to a concert, or you've been to any place where there's a huge long line somewhere, and you're going, God, look at that line. And then all of a sudden you go, what's this line even for? You know, and this is something that, you know, Europeans are more, understand this. They don't always wait in lines. So, you know, if you're a European, you know what I'm saying. Where Americans and stuff, they'll just kind of follow the masses and they'll just stay in line because everyone else is in line. So you walk out of the line and all of a sudden you start investigating and go, what are these people standing in line? This line was for the bathroom. I didn't even want to go in the bathroom. Well, this line was for the coffee line, and I wasn't even wanting coffee, and everyone else, you could just walk right through, right up to the counter, and it happens over and over again. So it's a little bit investigation. It's a little bit of discovery. And that's what you have to do as an artist and an individual, is just put yourself into that of just like, you know, going out of the norm, discover just a little bit. Don't just follow the masses, because that's why things oftentimes aren't happening, and do that. And that's just like what Lior did. So do it. See what happens. Don't let those things hold you back. And I think that's very important. The lesson, to learn. And just because I'm talking about what I had the conversation with Lior, just a little bit, you know, he was talking about, you know, he came here, he's gone against the odds, you know, in many ways. And I did too, because of my story in that was, and I'll tap into that, was when I came to submit for a portfolio to get into the animation industry, the line producer told me no one ever breaks through without knowing someone. It just doesn't happen. Well, she told me this afterwards, because she told me, because it happened to me. I didn't know anyone in the industry. I knew no one in the industry. There was no just high recommendation of this certain idea. You know, I did give my portfolio to someone who worked at the studio, and they showed it to someone else, and there was a bit of a connection there. But beyond that, I had never worked in the industry before. And here she's saying that you've never worked in the industry before, you know, getting in. So to me, I look at it like, well, yeah, how can you say that? There's a lot of young people coming out of school who have a skill level and whatnot, who get jobs and get hired. But yeah, it's an industry of not what you know sometimes, and who you know is a big part. But so Lior's come into this town, came from Israel, burnt the ship, so to speak, and trying to make his way out here, and, you know, and I'm encouraging him. I believe in this guy, and I knew he could do it, you know, and he gets something and he lands something. So he realized, wow, I came from Israel. I came out here. I ended up getting a job. I was doing some work in Israel through Israel. I'm getting a job out here. And now what I'm discovering is that it wasn't that hard. It wasn't as hard. There were difficulties, but it wasn't the most horrendous thing in the world. And you realize that, hey, you got to put yourself out there. You got to have that challenge, and it's not going to be just, you know, always easy. But what he wants to do now is do something that he's felt that has been missing. He's only 25 years old, okay? He realized what's missing is the travel bug. Just to get out, you know, he was in the army, as all Israelis will go through, and he wants to go out and travel, and has missed out on that. And he just went straight into work and came here and realized that's possible. And his question is to me, you know, should I do that, or should I just keep doing what I'm working, doing these freelance jobs, and keep trying to get work here? My answer to that is, listen, when you get the job that you want in the industry, which is going to happen because that's what you want, you know, you got the skill level, and you're going to keep, as long as you keep the momentum going, you're going to do it. You're going to get that job in the industry. And what's going to happen when you get that job in the industry? That's when you get tied down. When you get that actual industry job, well, you can't just all of a sudden walk away from that. Not only could you possibly burn that bridge, but also the show's going to end, and there's all of a sudden going to be the next show and the next show. And they're going to say, hey, can you move on to this show? Can you move on to that show? So all of a sudden you're on the train and you're going, and that's when you're just going and going and going. And now, oh my God, I wish I would have relaxed a bit. I wish I would have taken the time for myself to do what I wanted to do, because now I'm on this train of just like working all the time. So my suggestion is, if this happened to be your story too, take that time, go travel, go see the world, do what you need to do. it's going to be there for you when you come back. And that's what you got to trust in and believe in. If you've already done it before, why can't you do it again? You've proven to yourself. I said, so what's your biggest fear? And his biggest fear was, will he have the momentum? That's what it came down to. Is he going to have the momentum? He felt like he was also all of a sudden going to lose that drive. You're not going to lose that drive, and especially at that young age. You'll lose that drive as you get older. You're going to lose that drive when you get into your late 40s and your 50s and your 60s. You realize that you don't want to just keep going and going and going. And, you know, I've come to this realization now, and I'm 44. And I realize that, you know, you could call it a midlife crisis or whatever you want, but I've realized that, hey, I don't want to go 1,000 miles an hour. That's not what I want to do anymore. You know, I got a family, I got kids, I got other things that I want to do and accomplish. But when you're young and before you've settled down, before you have the wife, before you have the kids, before you have the mortgage, this is your time to do it. So make that decision, you know, to do this before you get too tied down, and don't worry about that momentum. Just know that you are who you are, and that drive is within you. And if you've done it once, you can do it again. Just like you've ridden a bike before, you can jump on that bike and ride it again. So that's what you want to do. And these are the things just to sort of really keep in mind. All right. So that's it. Make it a great week. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Hello, this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey. All right, so you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks. Whoa, hey. Go back, go back.
Go back.
Great, go back. Go back.